People are selling pictures of toes, not to be like crazy. You're gonna waste a lot of time trying to be something which you're not naturally, and being able to arrive in the future that I want with a body that can actually sustain the blessings that I now have. Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. I hope that you are all doing well. Today I am back with 5 more decisions that I have made that have helped me move closer towards building the life that I want. And I'm so happy that last week's video where I shared 5 of the best decisions that I had made in my life was actually really helpful for you guys, that it really blessed you and it helped you kind of in deciding what decisions you wanted to make in your life right now to help build your future. One thing about me is I'm a huge advocate for women living the lives that they actually want, not the lives that are dictated to them, not the lives that people tell them that they can live, but the lives they actually desire, connecting with the visions they have in their heads and in their hearts, the prayers that they make, and believing that their dreams and their prayers can actually come true. And so I'm very happy that my content can give you guidance if you are on that journey to building the life that you want, whatever it looks like for you. And somebody did say that they wanted me to make a part 2, and so here is the part 2. So one of the best decisions I have made in my life so far is being selective about friends. Okay, even the good word says it. Do not be fooled. Bad company corrupts good character. And one thing that I have realized is that African proverb that says, show me your friends and I will show you your character, I will show you who you are, is true. I know there's that other saying that says like, oh, you are the sum of the net worth of all of the friends that you are surrounded by. But personally for me, I think having a network of friends around you, or having a community, or having friends in general, and the heavy title that is to be someone's friend, is something that should be done with so much wisdom. Selecting your friends should be done with so much wisdom, because your friends really do influence the person you become, the decisions that you make, the way that you think, and the way that you navigate through the world. And one of the things that has helped me is not necessarily picking my pick of friends based on anything like money or career or influence or anything like that, but genuine good character. Being selective that my friends are integral people who love me and speak life into me, people who want to be in fellowship and community with me, people who make time to be with me, people who make time to pour into me, and also vice versa, allow me to pour into them, people who I want to be present to support and be a part of the lives of for whatever, designated time we're called to be friends with each other. I take that ministry of friendship very seriously. If you do not know, I have a digital sisterhood community, which I have co-founded with my best friend, Renee, and it's called To My Sisters. And it is a large digital community of women growing. And one of the biggest things that we promote is that life is not meant to be done alone. And I think as women, one of the greatest emphasis of our lives is to find that partner, that husband, that person we can do life with romantically. And whilst that is a worthwhile pursuit, I also think one of the greatest things that helps a man or a woman or a person advance through this world is friends. The Bible even talks about Jonathan and David and how they literally had a soul tie between them, how they were made to be brothers to each other in a time of adversity. It even talks about Ruth and Naomi, a mother and her daughter-in-law who journeyed together through a very, very hard transition of mourning, grief, and loss into a very beautiful story. And so many scriptures, even within Proverbs, talk about the importance of surrounding yourself with good counsel, good people, and good friends, and really honoring the friendships that are in your life. But I think one thing that we find in our time of childhood mainly is that anyone is a friend. Anyone you find yourself in close proximity to often becomes a friend, a person you know. But I do think it's important to differentiate the relationships you have with different people. I am very unafraid of using words like acquaintance, co-worker, peer, somebody in my field, and not just labeling everybody with that blanket term of friend. And I have personally chosen to really put a lot of weight on that word friend, right? For me, a friend is somebody who takes up a commitment to you to be there for you in whatever capacity they can be. And I know a lot of people, for some reason in our generation, have a lot of trust issues. Well, I say for some reason in our generation, literally, it feels like my whole life is decoding why these things exist. But it feels like a lot of people have trust issues towards friendships and towards people. And more generally, we are suspicious of people. And I think that rhetoric of independence and doing life alone, you were born alone, go through life alone, you will die alone, you don't need anybody else, has fed a lot of foolishness into our minds, into thinking that we don't need anybody in life. But actually, you need people in life. You need people to help you. I think one of the biggest blessings God gives you in your lives, the way he answers your prayers, the way he helps you fulfill the dreams that you have, is to send you other people who not only have more knowledge than you, but who are willing to do the supporting. Because life can get tough. Let's just keep it 100. Life can get really, really tough. Life can get really, really hard. And sometimes you need an encouraging voice. You need somebody who will lift up your arms. You need somebody who will, help you get through the really sad moments by bringing humor into your life. You need companionship. And that companionship doesn't just manifest through romantic love, it actually manifests through friendship as well. We all need community as human beings. We literally long for people, to find acceptance amongst people. And my friends have often been the people in my life who have spoken to me in very vulnerable moments. Times when I've wanted to give up, times where I have felt very bad. And don't get me wrong, I have been scarred by friendship before. There's a whole story time here on my channel about how one of my first best friends literally cheated on my ex. Well, wait, my ex cheated on me with my best friend. And so I have been scathed, burnt, afflicted by friendships before. So don't get me wrong, I'm not saying these things are easy, but I am saying that they are necessary. And if you want to know more about how to build lifelong friendships, you can literally read my book, which is called To My Sisters, A Guide to Building Lifelong Friendships. Because for me, through the people in my life like Renee or Mandy, people you've seen on my channel before, Jen, Sam, who are the parents to my godson, the people in my life who I call friend, my squad from school, they have literally been an anchor in really, really trying times. And being selective about who you call friend and having actual standards and expectations towards the people in your life and towards yourself as a friend as well will really make your life so much better. Not only does it make the journey towards the life that you want less lonely, it also brings you resources and assistance and support to building it. And for me, I think that's completely priceless. So being selective about my friends is the first one. The next thing I would say is starting a business/side hustle from a young age. So if you don't know, I've actually been self-employed for nearly 5 years. Nearly 5 years I have been my own boss. It has not been the most glamorous thing. In fact, it has given me many a sleepless night, even up until now. It has been hard work. But one thing I will say is that investing in my ideas and investing in myself in this way has been so vital towards my financial freedom, I guess, or just the way that I view finances, the way that I view money. But also I think for me, especially in the economic times that we are in, having something which accompanies your career like a side hustle has really helped boost, I think would really help boost a lot of people's income. Does it take more time? Yes, but I think figuring out how you can create systems and patterns and processes that kind of alleviate the everyday work but still generate that same amount of income or profit is really beneficial to you building, especially when you consider how much money it takes sometimes to build the lives that we want. Now, this is why I always tell women to connect with what their actual dreams are, because some of our dreams is to completely do less work or no work at all, and I completely hear it. But I think for me, what I have resolved is that the way that I'm gonna be able to not do a lot of work, especially work that I may not really want to do in the future, is by doing a lot of work now and doing my own work now, particularly when it comes to establishing ownership in my life. And one way that I've done that is literally by having equity in businesses. And this doesn't just come from, obviously you can gain this as well by buying stocks and shares. So you don't just have to, start your own thing. But I do think a business like a house or like a 401k or like a stock option can be a great investment when you also get the knowledge and acquire the knowledge to be able to cultivate it and make it beneficial, because it can also be a huge burden. But one of the biggest things that have helped me in my life is starting my hair company, starting YouTube and taking it seriously, starting To My Sisters, and things that have been really impactful but also generate an income. I think for me personally, learning how to use the internet and learning how to make different streams of income has just helped me so much, to the point where I haven't had to go down the traditional route. And yes, that has come with its cons. It has definitely come with its disadvantages, but it's also helped me live the life that I actually want to live. I remember having a conversation with one of my peers at uni, and him saying how, he was talking about somebody else, and he was like, that guy has never worked for anybody before. And literally an idea came, it sparked something in my heart that was like, I want that to be my story. I don't want to work for anyone. I am not, please. I am not speaking down on anyone who works for anybody, but I'm saying in the life that I wanted to build for myself, not the life you should build for yourself, right? I'm not saying that this is higher than anything, but the life I wanted to build for myself, because I knew innately that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I knew I wanted to be a leader of some kind. I struggle sometimes with authority. I just knew that the structure that I wanted to create for my life and for my career was quite unique in that sense, and it was something that I desired for myself. So this isn't me saying this is what everyone should desire. I'm just saying this was a good choice for me because it aligned with what I wanted. And so yeah, starting a business, starting a side hustle, and really investing in my ideas was one of the best decisions I made, especially doing it young, because I feel like you have the most freedom to take those risks. Starting a business is a huge risk, and the younger you do it, oftentimes the less consequences there are to your failure or to the delay of your success. And one thing that I have been super appreciative about is the fact that starting a business in my early 20s meant that I didn't have like kids who were depending on me or a mortgage. And I'm saying I'm having some sleepless nights and anxiety now. Imagine if I knew that the failure of something, or maybe a launch not going so well, or a deal not coming through, or even an invoice being late, would take food out of my children's mouth. I definitely wouldn't pursue as many of the opportunities that were made available to me. And I think that that's completely fair, because you need to make calculated decisions. In this situation, starting a business young, there are less factors going into that equation, which makes the calculation a lot more simple. And so I would advise, if you do have a business idea, do it young. I know it can feel kind of daunting because you're going into it and it feels like I haven't got as much knowledge or maybe industry experience or just entrepreneurial experience as I would want to, but trust me, nothing will teach you more than actually doing the thing. And so yeah, starting a business young, starting a side hustle young has been the biggest blessing to me. And I think this leads very well into my third thing, which is focusing my energy on my gifts and my talents. The reason why I say this is I think a lot of us spend our time, especially in our 20s or our late teens, figuring out who we can be like, who we can emulate. And I don't think there's anything wrong with finding inspiration. But one of the reasons why I really recommend and really preach about self-exploration to the women who listen to me is because there are talents and gifts that are unique to you. And you can spend your energy and your time trying to become like someone else, trying to follow somebody else's career path and trying to cultivate the skills that they have and develop the skills that they have, or even develop skills that you're being told to develop, right? And neglect your own. For example, I'm not good at science. Okay. Let me not say I'm not good at science, because I have some good grades in my science modules and stuff like that. But there are certain things which are actually quite hard for me. I realized in school, I don't like science. I don't like learning languages. I'm just gonna keep it real. There are certain things that I don't like, geography, for example, and acknowledging that I didn't like those things meant that when people came to me, they were like, oh, you're smart, you should be a doctor. I was able to be like, I'm not gonna focus my energy, firstly, on something I don't like, and two, something that I actually don't feel too strong in, because I don't have a head start. One thing that I think embracing your uniqueness and embracing the gifts and talents that you already have does for you is it gives you a head start, because you already have a natural inclination or a natural performance level or a natural ability in this area, and now you just have to perfect it. Now you just have to advance it by studying, by practicing, by learning more in your field. One of the things that I think holds us back from living the life that we really want to, probably sooner than we think we can live it, is us wasting our time trying to be something which is already very hard for us, or we don't have a natural predisposition towards, because other people tell us, oh, this is what you should do, this is what you should be. But if it's genuinely hard for you, or better yet, you realize that there is something that comes so much more naturally to you, you should really honor and cherish that gift by sharpening it. No matter how unconventional it is, no matter how non-traditional it is, there are certain skills and gifts you have that you should pour your energy into, and you would be so shocked at how much you could monetize them, how much impact you can make with them, but also how far they could take you and actually fulfill you, right? I wish that at an earlier age I had really invested my energy in saying, Courtney, when you pick up a camera, when you start talking, you really make some stuff shake. You really are good at what it is that you do. There's a natural talent there for public speaking. There's a natural talent there for encouraging people. There's a natural talent there for writing. There's a natural talent there for the arts. There's a natural talent there for beauty, you know? There's a natural talent there for doing hair. If I had to a degree I did, and I think that's what's positioned me quite well, but if I had done it even earlier, I think I would be way further. And it's one of the things that I would tell a lot of women: connect with the gifts that you have, acknowledge them, and no gift is too small. If you are good at cooking, if you are good at science, if you are great with numbers, if you are good with a computer, if you are amazing with sewing, whatever it is that you can do, if you have the gift of the gab and you can talk, go and find yourself cultivating that skill. Go and start writing a blog, go and start talking on stages, go and start, talking at meetings, whatever it is that you need to do to cultivate that talent and really pour into it, go and do it. And the reason why I say that is you're gonna waste a lot of time trying to be something which you're not naturally, right? But if you lean into what you are naturally, you already have an advantage. You're naturally good at it. And it starts to feel, I think there's an affirmation as well that comes with making something that was already good better. And also seeing that, hey, I'm actually quite good at this. This thing comes easy to me. If you're good at speaking, go and start a podcast and you'll see how much you enjoy. Maybe not the full process of like the editing and stuff, but how sitting on camera and doing what you do well really does fulfill you in some way. And I think a lot of fulfillment can be found in pouring more energy into what you're already good at. For a lot of us, we downplay the gifts and the talents we already have because we think to ourselves, well, that's not lucrative, or that's just something small. I've always been good at it. It's not that deep, because we feel like achievement comes by doing the hard things, the things which don't come naturally to us. So if we can prove we can discipline ourselves to, learn something which isn't natural to us, then we kind of get this badge of approval that says, hey, I can do hard things. But why would we want to make life too hard for ourselves? Now, don't get me wrong. There are some things that do not come naturally to me that I still have to perfect from time to time in order to advance myself towards the future that I want. However, most of the things that are propelling me and really pushing me towards the things that I want are the things that already came quite naturally to me. And so really get in touch. There's something so profound by the fact that your gifts, your talents, your calling, your abilities, your God-given abilities can make a room for you, that they were given to you to really assist in your calling and the future that you were called to. Don't disregard them and don't throw them away because you think, well, they're not as prestigious, they're not as, lucrative. Girl, prestige and money can come in so many different ways. Honestly, get yourself some entrepreneurial acumen, and literally any gift, any talent, any ability you have can be monetized. People are selling pictures of toes, not to be like crazy, but people are selling pictures of toes. There's a lot we could do. Children are getting paid millions for playing with toys, There's a lot that we could do with a lot of things, as long as you know about different tools and different ways to monetize side hustles and businesses and ideas that you have, how you can turn that into actual money. And that's one of the things that I've always been very, very fascinated with, helping people take their skill, take their calling, take their story and turn it into a career, turn it into a vocation. I might look more into that actually. The penultimate thing that has helped me a lot has been traveling. Literally, if you guys have watched my channel, you know I've been putting out more travel vlogs recently, and that's because well, I say recently, but when was the last one? Ha ha ha. Anyways, that's because over the last year I have been traveling a lot. I decided to take a gap year from my business, as you guys probably know if you've been watching my channel for a while, but if you didn't know, hey, I was on a gap year. I took a gap year at 24 years old. I decided to hit pause on work and just live my best life. And literally living my best life for me was traveling the world. I've always had a curiosity about different countries, different cultures, and allowing myself to invest in, you know, literally upping and going has not only, you know, given me amazing experiences and allowed me to catch some really nice tan and stuff. I'm looking hella pale these days, but it has also allowed my mind to expand. And I know for a lot of us, because traveling, especially for leisure, is a privilege, and I'm never going to downplay that, but I do think if you can save towards it, then definitely try your best to leave your city, leave your state, leave your country, leave your continent even, and go and explore how other people view the world and how other people do things. I think there's something about getting so familiar and so used to the environment that you're in that can be detrimental to our imagination, and to our understanding of the world as well, and our ability to be empathetic or to have critical, nuanced thinking, because we're not just limited to our experience, our environment, our community, our language even. We are exposed to the variety that exists in this world and the beauty that comes with that diversity. And so for me, traveling the world has been amazing at expanding my mind, but also like the conversations I've had with other people, the way I have seen that other people live and their approach to life and their freedom or their generosity or their welcoming hospitality. It has really shaped me as a person. But also traveling really does breed a confidence in you. Like, I have realized that knowing how to navigate another country has definitely put a kind of confidence in me that, you know, I can put together an itinerary, I can navigate another country by myself, I know where to get the train, I can, you know, it takes some getting used to, but especially with, like in my case, solo traveling quite a bit, it has allowed for me to be like, hey, I can hold my own, you know. And for me as a young woman, like coming of age and being in my early 20s, it's been nice to kind of have that independence and that ability to kind of, you know, brush my shoulder a little bit and be like, hey, I did that, you know, I paid for that flight, number one. Number two, I picked this hotel, I was able to go from A to B by myself, you know. All of this stuff, to me, it brings a level of confidence, and it has given me so many amazing memories. So if you can travel, go and see the beauty of this world outside of your city. Some of you are already blessed to live in really, really beautiful places. Explore more of your city, do more that's out of your comfort zone or out of your routine. But if you can explore the world, then do it. And the last thing I would say has helped me the most is choosing to take my health seriously. Now, if you have been watching my channel for maybe the last 2 years, then you know that I have been on a health journey and I've been trying to lose weight. I have PCOS, so I've been trying to, you know, balance my hormones and regulate that, and also just live a more calm life so that I can live long and prosper. And it hasn't always been easy. My weight has plateaued. Literally, just go and watch all of the videos because I talk about it, and I'm definitely not as far as I'd want to, and I'm certainly not a health and fitness pro. But choosing to get in tune with my body, to discover what I am predisposed to, what's going on the insides of me physically, what's going on in my mental health as well, like going to therapy and talking through my journey and traumas and triggers and everything that has happened that may affect the way I think and process and act, has helped me so much to feel not necessarily more in control of my life, but at least less out of control. Because I think for a lot of us, we see things happen and we're kind of like, I don't understand what's going on. And to be honest, like taking control of what I eat, where I go, how much I move my body, and the daily activities or exercises that I do has really shown me that, hey, a lot of what you're going through can actually not only be avoided, but also be cured by moving or learning or doing certain practices, breathing, being more in control of this body and trying to be more healthy in the less stereotypical sense, but actually paying attention to my health has been one of the greatest displays of self-love that I think I've shown myself, right? I think I have displayed love to myself by saying, I'm going to take care of my body, I'm going to take care of my mind, and I'm not going to do things that may forfeit that. And I think there's a lot of temptation in our lives to do things which are unproductive for our health, which actually put us not necessarily in danger, but a place of exhaustion or a place of hunger or a place of running from one extreme to another, or a place of indulging too much to the point where we're now, you know, dealing with things like diabetes or obesity and all of these things. And I think coming and being honest with myself about those things, about how unhelpful those things are, have given me a better direction towards building the future that I want and being able to arrive in the future that I want with a body that can actually sustain the blessings that I now have, right? I can do all of these mindset things, I can travel the world, but if I can't physically get on a plane because of, you know, the stress that flying does, how can I say, you know, I'm called to nations and my body can't even carry me to the nations that I want to go to? Or how can I say, you know, I really want to be a mother and now I'm aware that I have PCOS and, you know, the medical system, the research is all telling me, girl, maybe if you lose weight, this would help. Maybe if you lost weight, this could help you a little bit. And then I'm still saying, hey, I'm going to be a mother. And it's like, okay, you're going to be a mother, but do you want this to come easy? Or do you want to be the resistance that you're fighting? Do you get what I mean? And so for me personally, it's like, taking care of my health, my mental health, my physical health, and also partnering like my faith with the works of doing the work concerning my mental and physical health has really helped propel me towards living the life that I want, I would say. I know what I want for my future, and I know that this is the only body and this is the only mind I'm going to have, or the only brain that I'm going to have to carry me to that future. And so investing in it, making sure that it's the healthiest it can be, whatever that looks like for me, and making sure that I'm taking the daily steps to at least go towards it, not that every day is perfect, please, has definitely been a huge help for me. So yeah, if you are somebody who is looking to invest in your physical health, this isn't just about, you know, rapid weight loss and doing all of these, you know, 90-day transformations and stuff, but I do think it's about having understanding and education around what health looks like to you and in your present life, but also, you know, what can you be doing to just make yourself that 1% or 0.1% better every day? What would make you happy? What would get those endorphins, you know, flourishing around your body? What would make you, what could help your cardiovascular health? What could help your blood sugar levels? What are you even predisposed to? You know, does cancer, obesity, diabetes, hypertension, other things run in your family? Okay, what does that mean about the lifestyle that you have to live? And really making those lifestyle adjustments could help you, and not just obsessing about losing weight, but actually making lifestyle changes that are sustainable and that allow you to walk into the future you want, healthy and happy. So that's what I'd say about that. And hopefully my content can give you more insight into my journey with all of the things that I've actually mentioned. But I really, really do hope that this video helped you. If you have, again, if you have any thoughts or any things that, any decisions you've made, I'm struggling with my words today. If you have any decisions that you've made that have really helped you towards building the future that you want, please, please, please drop it in the comments down below so that we can all have a read of it. I hope to talk to you guys really, really soon. And as always, stay beautiful and stay blessed. Mwah.